Our Sus4 elevates our sound to the new level. There is no happy and sad mood any longer. It's just this curious sound of wonder, what we basically elevate and turn into a motion picture, or the space what your mind can flow and experience it. When you think about using Sus4 chords into your left-hand comp, everything becomes just a little bit tricky and sensitive. Okay? So that's a good and bad news about it. We already presented the structural build of a chord, and includes a lot of perfect fourth, which means if we lose one of them, it's gonna have a tremendous impact on the final sound of that chord. So if I play root, fourth, and seventh, right, that's the perfect fourth between 1 and 4 and 4 and 7. Now, if I lose one of them, it doesn't feel the same. Exactly. Now, we already mentioned that we care less about the inversions than sound. So since sound is so important to us, it's really hard of breaking our hearts to not to include the root, which is responsible for this interval between 1 and 4. So this interval is so crucial in that palette of flavors. Then if we lose it, and we go for something else, like tension 9, for example, this turns into a triad, major triad in the second inversion. You see what I mean? So we've got the root, and then triad on top. It's doable, but when we include one, it gives this like a modern flavor to it. So automatically this traditional, the sound of the Sus4, what seeks for the resolution, ends up being something fresh, something new, something refreshing. Okay? So you have to, I'm not saying that you have to include the root into your left-hand comp, but you've got 5 fingers to achieve certain goals. You've got, if you want to do a 7 chord, you've got root, you've got 4th, 5th, and 7th, right? And of course, you could use some tension. The question is, do you want to use all the fingers at once? And if not, what can you lose in order to be successful? And the answer sits actually in the sound. It's all about the sound. I don't care if you use 2 notes or 3 notes. It's all about search for that perfect balance you wish to present to the audience, to the listener. This sound is totally satisfied. It gives the essence of that Sus4. I don't need anyone else to achieve that result. It already sounds okay? Like if we do the D minor 7 and then G 7 Sus4, so you can, this is totally great. This is totally great. You see how phenomenal this is? 7 is on the bottom, root, then tension 9th and 4th. So D minor 7 becomes, we can resolve this 4 and then some kind of major 7 with tension 13th. Okay. So when we have a B flat, 7 Sus4, that's the structure. And now I'm thinking, would be great to keep 4. Could be great to keep 5 because this relationship is very strong. And I'm gonna switch root to 7th. So you see, I already included the most important pieces or elements. If we trust that this root is gonna be played by someone else, the sound what we produce is gonna be rich. Includes 7, tension 11, which is Sus4, and 5. Okay? So you have to think about the structure first. The structure for A, 7 Sus4, includes 1, 4, 5, and 7. If we do inversions, that's the inversion, right? First one, the second one, and third. Okay? Now, remember, we don't want to think about we want to understand the inversions, however we want to pursue the sound. So now in the root position we eliminated that root. In the first inversion, now we can turn it, I can raise that 1, which appears on top, for tension 9th. Okay? So now the second inversion, for example, this one. Okay? I can raise, sounds like a minor chord, but when you play the root, it changes everything. Okay? So these are the inversions. Okay? tension 13th. When we include the root of the Sus4 to our chord playing, it creates a beautiful structure, which means if we spread it, we've got two perfect fours. Okay? This is what happens when we just continue with those perfect fours, but we've got two of those. And when we include them with the 7th and the 5, we've got two major seconds between 7 and 1 and also 4 and 5. Our modern science in music, it's built on intervals and relationship between notes. We just proved that having two perfect fourths in our structure gives that very solid, powerful statement. Also, when we include the relationship between 7 and 1 and 4 and 5, we include two major seconds as well. So they are unusual relationships. Most of them are built on major and minor thirds. So these intervals give us a flavor of that chord like nothing else. So when I think about my left-hand comp, I would love to include those little relationships into my thought process. So I'm looking at the piano, and even though it feels wrong, but it's right. So you have to kind of trust your science. And if you decide to punch that major second relationship on the middle of your composition, and sounds to you like this is exactly what I want to do, just please go for it. Absolutely. No one will stop you. And even more, it's like, whoa, what just happened? I love this guy, right? So it gives you a beautiful opportunities. Now, if you start mixing them up, like perfect fourth with major second, okay, it gives you everything. And that's the Sus4 sound in modern music. Royal Composer provides students around the world with detailed musical knowledge. Let's take the challenge out of building chords. I will show you the way. Our signature course, Chord World, teaches you how to build chords in music. We are talking about triad 7 chords and tensions with all the inversions, 21st century stuff. With a little bit of effort, topics such as 7 chords or tensions could become your favorite topics. The Chord World provides everything you need to know about the chords in music from A to Z. No matter what style of music you create, our powerful, detailed video presentations will help your music production. If you are serious about the music creation, check out Chord World. We are here to support you and your music.